nowadays, world's power and domination revolves around one thing, which is nuclear weapon. For first few days, we can see it through Israel and Iran war. So basically, why Israel attacked Iran? So they are continuously saying that Iran is enriching uranium, and they already enriched to 60%. So what does it mean, and what's the relation between enrichment of uranium with the nuclear weapon? So for that, we need to understand the basic principle of uranium. So in nature, uranium can be found in many forms, but basically two isotopes are found in nature: uranium-235 and uranium-238. And uranium-235 is very much scarce; about 0.7% was found in nature. So what is the difference between uranium-235 and uranium-238? So uranium-235 is lighter than the uranium-238. In uranium-235, it has 92 proton and 143 neutron, and in uranium-238 there are additional 3 neutron. For power plant, we need uranium-235 approximately 3 to 5%. For for nuclear weapon, we need it at 90%, close to 90%. So why uranium-235 is needed? Basically, for understanding it, we have to understand it how we can get energy from these radioactive materials. So we get it by fission reaction. So what is fission reaction? When we hit uranium-235 with low energy neutron, then it destabilizes the atom and we get energy. And from destabilizing this atom, we get additional neutron which hit next atom, and by which we get energy continuously, and this continuous process is called chain reaction. So why we need uranium-235? Basically, for uranium-235 we need low energy or low agitated neutron. For 238 we need high energy neutron, which is not effective for modern technology. So for that we need uranium-235 for fission reaction. From getting uranium from uranium-235 0.7% to 90%, this process is called proliferation process or enrichment process. So let's understand it. How can we enrich it, or how can we increase the percentage of uranium-235? So from Earth we can get raw uranium and we make it in the powder form, which is called yellow cake. There is a reference picture is showing here, and then we add fluorine with this yellow cake, and we get gaseous uranium hexafluoride. From the gaseous hexafluoride, we can enrich the uranium percentage by diffusion process. So there are mainly two ways we can enrich it by diffusion process, and these two processes is called gaseous diffusion and centrifugation process. So first nuclear weapon was made by gaseous diffusion process, which is called Manhattan Project. And now in our modern time, we can see the enrichment process was done by most of the cases with centrifugation process. So for centrifugation, we can see if any news, you can see there is many news flashing around our media. So there we can used to see that there are many tubes are seen in the nuclear power plant or nuclear enrichment plant. So this is called the centrifuge. So it's basically a tube, and if we see the cross sections, this is more like it, and this is the main core of enrichment process. So in this tube we push the uranium hexafluoride, and then we spin it with the motor. Then we know that uranium-235 is lighter. So for that, for centrifugation process, for centrifugation force, uranium-235 gather in the center portion of this centrifuge, and uranium-238 spin around the peripheral area of this centrifuge. And from the center point, this centrifuge collect this uranium-235 from the center point and place it in the next tube. And this way is the continuous process was done in this centrifugation process, and by which the pure uranium-235 was achieved. And by this is the main theme by which uranium-235 percentage were increased. You may wonder that this technology is very much open, right? So why not every country not using it or not enriching the uranium. So there is an organization, international organizations, IAEA. So they monitor, regulate this enrichment process and every activities of every nuclear activities of every countries. So they regulate it and they monitor this. And this organization is very much closely affiliated with the United Nations. So this way, it can be regulated.